Hey, this is week 11, July 31st, 2020. We hope we got sound this time. Thanks for letting us know that we did not. I'm Scott with Bike Iowa, and this is another Friday where I'm going to tell you what's on my radar for the Iowa cycling scene. So, number one, Circle Square Diamond Trail Maps. Rob Post from CETA, we saw one of his posts, and it was about some trail maps, and there were some minimalism artwork, and we love word art, we love map art, and we decided to look up this company. It's called Circle Square Diamond, and it's made by a guy named Sean. He started 6 years ago making this artwork of ski resorts and mountains, and interest grew, and he expanded some trails. So we don't know where Sean is based out of, but he's got maps for all 50 states of different trails in each state and a bunch of ski resorts all over the US and all over the world. So you can literally click on this map, go to some trail maps in Iowa or Sweden and get a ski resort there. And he'll even go as far as customizing these maps for you by adding more wording. Like if your family went on a vacation, you want to say, hey, we went to Cotton or Vale and add a date to it and the family gathering. He'll do that. He'll change the colors of the lines and everything as well. Their tagline is shred the trails and leave the lines. So literally his maps are a big white background with just the lines of the trail, real clean, real fine, and it just leaves the lines of the trail. On the bottom left, he shows the trail name, minimum and maximum elevation, the number of trails, and like the trail type, like how difficult it is, and that's all fed to whoever fed him the information about the trail. But we just love the simplicity of that. So the Iowa trails that are on there, and thanks for Rob for submitting these, are Banner Lakes, Beverly Park, the Center Trails, Ewing Park, George Wythe, Squaw Creek, Sugar Bottom, and Sylvan Island. And Sylvan Island is actually on Illinois, but close to Iowa and part of our mountain bike scene. The prints come in 5 different sizes and range from $15 for an 8x10 to $45 for a 24x36. And you can also get prints on canvas, and they range from $80 to $150 in the same sizes. So take a look. We'll post the link in the review. And if you like the artwork, you can actually use the code Bike Iowa and get 10% off. We have no affiliation with Circle Square Diamond. We just enjoy the art. Rob reached out and got that code, the discount code, and yeah, take a look at it. It's worth just cruising around their website just to see all the cool different items. Number two, Leaderman bail bonds. So here at Bike Iowa, we've got a lot of great sponsors, and we tell you, to use all of our sponsors. But we have one sponsor that we hope you never have to use, and that's Leaderman Bail Bonds. They're a number one bail bonding company in the Midwest, and they have the ability to post bonds nationwide through a network of 150 independent agents. So how did Bike Iowa get a bail bondsman as a sponsor? Well, obviously you didn't hang out with me in my early 20s, wink, wink. But no, Josh Leaderman is an avid cyclist, a big gravel guy, and we used to race gravel together. It's been a couple years since I've seen him, but we were chatting one day, and he decided to support Bike Iowa. So that was in 2013, and Leaderman Bail Bonds has supported Bike Iowa ever since. So the Leaderman family has been in business since 1965. It's owned and operated by 4 brothers, and they are improving the standards and practices for defendants, attorneys, and the court system. So if you or a friend gets into a predicament, remember the Leaderman Bail Bonds is owned by an avid cyclist, and we here like to support those kind of businesses. Number three, Confluence Brewery artwork. So Confluence Brewing Company recently unveiled a huge mural on their Des Moines tap room. Owners say they have long wanted to add new life and energy to the tap room through art, but never quite found the right thing. But as soon as they saw a proposal from local artist Maddie Fusco, they knew that was it. The tap room closure due to COVID-19 provided an uninterrupted time for Maddie to work on the project in secret. She painted for 63 days from April 8th to June 9th. The artwork embodies Confluence and pays tribute to the Des Moines and cycling community, as well as the grain, hops, and water used to make their beer. We haven't been there yet, but it looks pretty incredible in the photos. It's Confluence is posted on Facebook and Instagram. So if you're around Grays Lake area next time in Des Moines, check out Confluence. Well worth it. And speaking of artwork, I don't know if you can see it behind me, but there's an old Ragbri photo that Jim Funk from Team Angry took. I think it's back in 2003, but if it's of a big ass hill in somewhere in Iowa, but pretty scenery. It's all faded out now. It's been up on the wall for years, but we still love it, Jim. Thanks. So number 4, fatal collision north of Knoxville. So this morning there was another cyclist fatality in Iowa. Uh, this time the tragedy happened just before 8 a.m. on Highway 14 north of Knoxville. We don't know much about it other than the automobile and cyclist were both southbound and the cyclist was from out of state. Their name has not yet been released pending family notification, and no word on the driver what caused the crash. The Marion County Sheriff's Office and Iowa State Patrol are still investigating. So KCCI says the vehicles were both traveling northbound, and the radio station KNIA KRLS says they were both southbound. So there's a little bit of news discrepancy there. So we did a little digging. We know the sun rises in the east, and the sunrise in Knoxville this morning was 6:08. And from Google Street View, from that intersection, we can tell the roads are about as flat as a pancake. There's ample shoulder to ride on, looks to be about 3 to 4 foot, looks like it's relatively new shoulder, and there are rumble strips in between the shoulder and the driving lane. There's also a 2 to 3 foot wide gravel shoulder on the other side of the paved shoulder before the ditch hits. So if I saw this road looking at Google, I would think it'd be a great road to ride on. Plenty of paved, smooth shoulder, rumble strips right in the middle that don't interfere with my riding, unlike other rumble strips that go all the way across, and also an easy out onto the gravel shoulder before you get into the ditch if I had to make a quick dismount or get off the road quickly. So we did a little more digging, and we found the police report, and we found that Tiffany Turner, she's age 33, from Knoxville, was the driver, and the cyclist, still don't know their name, was from Jackson, Wyoming. The police report says vehicle 1 traveling southbound on Highway 14 north of Knoxville. A pedestrian was riding a bicycle on the right side of the southbound lane, so on the right side of the lane or in that shoulder, doesn't really say. Vehicle 1 struck the bicyclist. Bicyclist was pronounced dead at the scene. The officer name was Iowa State Trooper number 50 with the last name of Ryhook. So that kind of lends us. We're gonna slide right into number 5 with a continuation of number 4. So did you know that 42 states have some sort of safe distance passing laws? 8 states have no specific laws for passing a cyclist. And even though Iowa is such a bicycle-friendly mecca, Iowa is one of those states without a safe passing law. So this is not the first time we've posted news about an out-of-state tourist cycling through Iowa. Just a quick search, we've posted this at least 3 other similar incidents from the past. And what we can tell is cyclists who are touring through multiple states, they're usually lit up well, they're usually easy to see, and they're usually traveling in a safe manner. So this is what's on my radar this week and also the other 51 weeks of the year is how come cyclists keep getting killed in Iowa? Is it distracted driving, unsafe roads, sun's in my eyes, I didn't want to slow down, I didn't see them, lack of charges made by law enforcement, lack of education on the driver's side, cyclist side, law enforcement side, court system? We think all these are true. When we read these news posts by reporters, we often despise the verbiage that are used in most posts. The reports usually say, a 2018 Chevy pickup truck struck a cyclist. No, Sam, the driver, struck the cyclist with his pickup. And it's almost like they're pointing the finger at the vehicle and versus putting the blame on the driver. We see that over and over. Today's fatality, the news stated, the bicyclist and the sedan that collided were both southbound. What do you mean bicyclist and the sedan that collided? No, we don't know all the details, but police report indicates the sedan collided with the cyclist. The news makes it sound like they were both at fault. Maybe they were, but chances are slim. We'll wait till the results come out. We also get a lot of slack for the verbiage we post on Bike Iowa about some of these fatalities. It wasn't an accident, it was an accident, not a crash. And so just FYI, what we post, if we share from another source, we post the exact verbiage that came from the news source. Sometimes we'll post a little blurb at the bottom and state our thoughts if it totally contradicts. But if we take something, we post it as it was posted. We touch on this in our Ride of Silence speech every May. So given Iowa is such a bicycle-friendly state, um, we think a bicycle safety awareness campaign should be given one of the top campaigns of all the public safety announcements. Just like buzz driving is drunk driving, fines doubled in a construction zone, and the click it or ticket campaigns. All these campaigns are successful because of the time and effort spent on education that is followed up by law enforcement when the laws are broken. We all know we get ticketed and fined if we break these laws. We know we can't say the sun was in my eyes and I didn't see the construction worker, or I just ate a big meal and I didn't want to wear my seatbelt. We know we're going to get fined if we get caught. It took us time to learn these laws, and we know the ramifications are high for breaking these laws. So what if the time and effort and enforcement was spent on a bicycle safety awareness campaign? How many cyclists would still be living in the next decade if drivers knew the law and what happened to them if they broke the law? We think they would pay more attention when behind the wheel. And yes, we do realize cyclists are sometimes at fault too, and there would be same types of enforcement for cyclists as well. We did some research and back 10 years ago, through the last 10 years, and we don't see that the Iowa Department of Public Safety has released any campaigns or press releases about bicycle awareness. We searched and searched. So if you got a link or are aware of something, send us that. I'd love to read it. We find press releases that tell football fans to be safe while leaving the Iowa State game, but nothing cycling related in the last decade. So if this State Department has not recognized cycling safety in the last decade, then why do we think a safe passing law or stricter penalties or enforcement will happen? It won't. That's it for this week. If you find more information about this on Bike Iowa, um, we will have it on Facebook. We'll have a review on Bike Iowa, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And we'll do these Friday Fives every summer, on Friday. And if you got something you want us to share, send me an email, biker@bikeiowa.com, or ping us at Facebook. Ride safe and stay healthy. Thanks.